Hello there, and welcome to the Level 4 training on restricting access to the white interface, or live website. It is recommended that you familiarize yourself with display types before taking this training by watching the display types video. The purpose of this training is to show you the different ways in which you can restrict parts of your website. When I say restricting access to white, I'm talking about limiting access to certain portions of my website, so only authorized people can access them. For example, creating a members-only section on the site. Working with the membership module in blue, we can restrict a section of the site so only authorized members can view it. The training section of this site is an example of restricted content. Only users of the membership module with the appropriate access level can view it. In Accrisoft Freedom, you can restrict access to a single web page or form, a module category, an entire module, or the whole website. First, let's talk about restricting a single web page or form. Web pages and forms are the only two modules that let you restrict individual items. For either of these modules, when creating or editing an item, you just have to select an access level to restrict it. Let's take a look. Let's say we wanted to restrict one of these web pages. How about our mission? Let's edit the page and see how to do it. Here at the bottom of the page is an option, Membership Access. By selecting an access level from this list, the page will be restricted so it's only available to people with that access level. Access levels are set up in the membership module, which will be covered in another training. Now when I go to the live website and try to view the page, I'll be presented with a login screen. The next way to restrict content is by a single category of a module. This is done by using display types. If you've watched the display types level 4 training video, you know how to create a display type allowing you to use a different interior page layout for some content. That's what we're going to do here, though it will be slightly different. Here we have a display type called restricted. As you can see, it contains the default layout, so they will look the same. However, if you look at the membership access, you'll see that it has been restricted to access level 1 members. So basically, the display type looks exactly the same as the default interior layout, but it has a membership restriction on it. Now, if we assign a module or a category to this display type, it will be restricted. First, I'll show you how to restrict a single category within a module. Here in the Events module, there are 4 categories. If you remember, the training section of the site was restricted. As you can see in this list, the trainings category is set to the display type restricted. If I want to restrict another category as well, I could set the same restricted display type for it. Now, what if you wanted to restrict the entire module? You don't have to select each category individually. There's a place in green where you can set a display type for an entire module. The Display Types tab in green lets you set a display type for an entire module. If I wanted to restrict all events on the site, I could just set the restricted page layout here. Now, all events on the live site will require a login and password to view them. Finally, there's also a way to restrict the entire website, so anybody who has access to the membership module can view the content of the website. This is done in the configuration module. In the list of configuration options, there is a restrict access to site option. If you set it to yes, the whole site will be locked down. As you can see, the entire site now requires a username and password. This concludes this video on restricting access to Accrisoft Freedom websites, and to learn more about Accrisoft Freedom, check out the other videos in our video library or visit accrisoft.com.